Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Broadcasting around the world.
Well, hello.
This is your number one internet radio station.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Welcome to the Ritchie J Show. It's live now on Smile Radio, bringing you 2 hours of indie rock, indie pop, alternative, the best undiscovered music from all over the world, some interesting facts, a little bit of a rant, and that usual flavour of a smile throughout the week. So sit back, relax, take a workload off. It's the Ritchie J Show, now on Smile Radio.
Yes, good day, good afternoon. It's Monday here at Smile Radio. I'm Ritchie J, live here for the next couple of hours, bringing you the best undiscovered music from around the world, whether it be indie, rock, pop, country, alternative. You know, I like to throw a little bit of everything into the mix. Now, what else is coming up this Monday? Well, we're going to have a recap of the weekend. I want to talk a little bit about the Renegade Rock Hours from Friday, if I'm honest with you, because that show took a strange turn. But yeah, what else is on the news? Right, yeah. We've got some great new music. We've got the weekend's featured artist. I haven't quite got around to getting today's featured artist, unfortunately, up on the website just yet. There is a reason behind it. Namely, me and the boy didn't wake up till 11, and there is a story behind that. So, 5 o'clock this morning, I wake up because Danielle's just getting up to get ready to go to work. And Jake's wide awake and he's chatting to me, and she tells me he's got a little bit of a fever. I was like, okay, so we check him, and he's red hot, so we've given him some medicine and that. Anyway, so what proceeded for about the next hour and a half is a series of deep and meaningful conversations on life, like, so, Daddy, can Superman beat up Batman? You know, all the deep and meaningful questions that you could be asked at like 6 o'clock in the morning, followed by, hey Daddy, guess what? I need a poo. So yeah, up and down to the loo and stuff like that. So we gradually got back to sleep at 5:30 with the intention of getting up by 8 o'clock. But yeah, unfortunately, that didn't plan out. Danielle rang me at 10 o'clock to make sure I was awake, to see how I was doing. I answered the phone. I went, yeah, Danny, I'm awake. And then... And then I put the phone down and went back to sleep. And then the next thing I know, Jake's waking me up and it's 11:30. He's like, Daddy, let's watch some TV downstairs. He's like, I've just woke up, let's watch some TV downstairs. Gonna play on the Xbox. I was just like, okay, mate. And then I looked at the time and my eyes just shot open and I realised how much I'd done. So yeah, even I oversleep. And, you know, it's just Monday, isn't it? You know, that's what I'm going to say. It's a case of Monday. That's what I'm going to blame on. Anyway... Let's kick off today's show with some music. We've got, first up on the list is Maureen, and this is by the Leavelles, and from the album Mostly True Stories. So you're listening to Ritchie J here. I'm here for the next couple of hours. This is Smile Radio. Don't forget to give us a share on Facebook, at Smile Radio Yorkshire. On Twitter and Instagram, it's at Smile Radio Free, home of the best indie, rock, pop, unsigned, alternative, and this.
Maureen always said in her name, she always went by me. That's how she introduces herself to this day. All the kids at school, they used to be so cruel whenever they go out to play. Maureen always said in her name, she always went by me. Stuck out way too far. His daddy said they looked like the open doors of a car. Sometimes he wore a hat just to hold him back, 'cause that image always left a scar. Bobby always thought that his ears stuck out way too far. Bobby impressed. May saw Bob in his new Holland cap, and he saw her Sunday best. Bobby waits tables at night and washes cars all day, just to afford the ring that he bought for Miss May. 2 square pegs that found true love down at the local cafe. Bobby waits tables at night and washes cars all day. Now Bobby waits tables at night and washes cars all day, just to afford the ring that he bought for Miss May.
Welcome back to Small Radio. That was the Leavelles and Maureen from Mostly True Stories kicking off today's show. I've got my little man Jake with me right now. How you doing, Jake? Good. Did you look up at the mic? You got to talk to the mic, mate. Did you like that last song?
Yeah.
He was proper nodding along to it. We was having a little jam sesh, wasn't we? To me, that song had like proper undertones of like classic rock, like, you know, like Free and All Right Now was right in there with me. And yeah, I really like that. I'll be listening to more of the Leavelles. Again, don't forget, we're the home of the best independent unsigned artists from around the world. So yeah, give these guys all a check out. All of the bands that I'm playing, they're available on Spotify. So every listen counts. So yeah, give them a bit of support and check them out. And don't forget, I'll be sharing the links to all of their Facebook pages on our Facebook for a little bit later on this afternoon when the show goes on demand. Now we're talking a little bit about Friday, because I've got to do it one bit at a time. I know you're probably asking what's the deal with the dog from the photo on Facebook. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, aren't we, Jake? Yeah, the highly suspect dog. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But yeah, Friday we had the Renegade Rock Hours. There was me, Johnny, Jam, and we got Military Mark in the mix as well. And it's very rare you get Military Mark in the mix, because obviously he's in the army. He's a busy guy. He's learning to drive. Bless him, he didn't pass his test on Friday. But you know, he's there's always a second chance out there, bud. So you know, if you're listening in this afternoon, you can do it. You know, that classic. You gonna give him a bit of "You Can Do It," Jake?
I don't know. I think
He does. Could Mark do it? Yeah, he can. Yeah. So, yeah, Military Mark, if you listened, you can't do it, buddy. But, yeah, so we all got together. We've done a Renegade Rock Hours here on Small Radio. We've done it a little bit differently. So it was more of a midweek mashup-y type thing. Because, yeah, we didn't do a midweek mashup this week because Jam had to work, you know. Jam, he's kind of the late one of the group. You know, you should check these shows out on Podbean. Anyway, we talked about the American docu-series 60 Days In, which 8 participants go into a prison and they try and discover what prison life is like in America, like for them 60 days of like waiting to go to court and stuff. And it's pretty harrowing. It's a little bit thing. So we run our own simulation on Friday night, and boy did that take a dark turn. Somebody ended up getting shanked. Somebody ended up going full convict, and then Johnny, I'm going to give you Johnny's epilogue. Johnny managed to survive his 60 days in. He wasn't the same man afterwards because of the events that he had actually seen in prison. But yeah, so basically check out the Renegade Rock Hours. It's Friday night show on Small Radio. It's on our Podbean on demand. You can check out our on demand on our website, www.smallradio.co/on demand. But yeah, so we've got loads of stuff more to talk about this afternoon on the Ritchie J show here at Small Radio, and we've got some great music to sort of play in between my, you know, maniacal rants, I guess. I don't know, what would you call them? I don't know, the Ritchie rants, maniacal rants. And then if I've got time for it today, because, you know, action-packed lineup, I might even throw in a few crackdoid factoids this afternoon. Now, you are listening to Smile Radio. Don't forget, you can get in contact with me while I am live on air today. It's really easy to do. All you got to do is hit me up on @Smile Radio Yorkshire. I'm on Facebook @Smile Radio 3. I'm on Twitter, and it's the same again on Instagram. You can hit us up on there, or even do what a few of these bands have done and get in contact with us via our website. There's a contact us form. So yeah, hit us up on there and let us know what you think of Smile Radio. Anyway, more new music now. This is Too Late, and this is Christopher Galen.
can't stay long, where the sound of chaos reigns. Last call, shut it down. Leave the way I came. Well, I can't stay long, looking right at you. You penetrate my soul. Tell me what I know is true, and it's too late to call it a night. My heart breaks down in the cold moonlight, and it's too late for flowers to bloom. Chances are that chances won't come again soon. Well, I'm tired of this, tired of playing God, tired of mending fences that never should have been broken at all. Well, you can have all of me, if that makes any sense. But promises are like rainbows. You sit and wonder where they went, and it's too late to call it a night. My heart breaks down in the pale moonlight, and it's too late for flowers to bloom. Chances are that chances won't. Chances are that chances won't. Chances are that chances won't come again soon.
Too Late by Christopher Galen. Welcome back, it's the Ritchie J Show here on Small Radio. See, we got a good mix so far. I've had a little bit of like classic-esque rock, followed by something a little bit acoustic. I like to, throw a little bit of eclecticity out there. It is Monday, of course, so, you know, we're taking it nice and light because nobody likes a heavy Monday. You know, it's bad enough that we've all got to get up and go to work. Some of us later than others, you know. My bad. But yeah, it's one of these ones. But anyway, recapping the weekend. Saturday, my father-in-law pops round. He's fitted us with a dimmer switch in the living room. What it is, we've got a light in the living room. I don't really like having the big light on in the living room, mainly because it's quite bright. We've got an energy-saving bulb, but I'm not really a big fan of like heavy lights. It gives me migraines quite easily, and the light beams down on us. Need to get an overhanging what's it called? One of those ones that beams the light back up into the ceiling. Light shade, one of those. But yeah, he fitted us with a dimmer switch. So I made the joke about the clapper, and he came back to me with another joke. So yeah, we got a little tete-a-tete going with jokes as me and the father-in-law. It's one of those ones. So yeah, we've got a nice new dimmer switch in the thing. Not quite a clapper, so, you know, it means I actually have to still get up and move. You know, my life just gets harder by the day, doesn't it, you know? But yeah, anyway, after that, my little boy went over to see his nana this weekend. Got some new toys this weekend, didn't you, bud? Yeah, you got a squishy ball, one that you could throw at the floor and it sort of flattens and then pops back up. And then you got the highly suspect dog, didn't you, buddy? The dog is called Billy. It makes a little bit of noise. It's It makes like proper puppy noises. It moves around like a puppy. It's got proper horrible. I think it's got proper horrible dead eyes. Like it's one of those dolls that you look at it. It's just like, oh, that could be possessed. Yeah, one of these ones. But yeah, the noises that the dog makes. When I come back to you in the next segment, I want to get your opinion on it because I don't know. There's something not right with how the dog makes its noise. It's a little bit weird if I'm honest with you, and it freaks me out a little bit. And it's one of those ones. If you accidentally leave it on, it doesn't like time out or anything like that. No, it just randomly waits, and then out of the blue it'll be like, and then making its other noise, which I'm going to come back to after Jack Pyers and Only For You. Welcome back to the Ritchie J show with Billy. Go on, Billy. Bark for us, Billy. He's not going to bark now. So yeah, Billy. I don't know how well you can hear that, but yeah, that's Billy. Billy's a little puppy dog with a battery. Luckily, with the batteries. Oh, God, they won't turn off. I told you the dog was possessed. But yeah, so Billy, the highly erotic sounding puppy dog, is Jakey's new toy of the weekend. So yeah, every now and then that would pipe up this weekend, and I'll just be like, what is that? And yeah, he'd tell me it's Billy. But yeah, it sounds disturbing. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, it might just be me. I might just have a one-track mind. I don't know. Is it me? Let me know at Smile Radio Yorkshire. Hit me up on Facebook at Smile Radio 3. No, at Smile Radio Yorkshire on Facebook, at Smile Radio 3 on Twitter. Sorry, it's because I'm still highly disturbed by Billy and his mains and grains. What can I say? It's one of these. It's a bit weird, isn't it? You know, I don't know. What weird toy have you ever had as a kid? I don't know. I could probably go into that subject a little bit because, you know, I had some weird toys. I am a massive collector of toys. I still am to this day. I have a massive Funko collection. I also collect Disney Infinity figures while they were making those. Only mostly the Marvel stuff, but my Funko collection ranges from DC, Marvel, Star Wars, you name it. I absolutely love them Funkos and that. I got myself a really nice Rose one from The Last Jedi. Bit of a controversial film, I know. Bit of a controversial character, I know. But I saw the Funko, I was like, you know what? I like that Funko. I'm going to get that Funko. So yeah, I got a Rose Funko this weekend. B&M, $4.99 as well. Winner chicken dinner. But yeah, on the note of disturbing toys, I was recently reading an article not too long ago, and there was a few Marvel toys that were made in the 90s with questionable working parts. One of them fired a rocket from his crotch. It was a Punisher figure. Knockoff toys as well. There was one that was a knockoff of RoboCop, and it pretty much was just RoboCop, but it was called Robot Cop. So yeah, me and the missus have a little joke about that because the father-in-law is obviously called Robert. So yeah, Robot Cop. So whenever the father-in-law's coming in, it's Robot Cop, you know. So yeah, there we go. Right, we're coming back to the Ritchie J show very shortly. We're going to have some more new music now. We're going to have the Ritchie J double play because, you know, it's coming up to 1:20. And yeah, I've got Jakey in the house, so I'm trying to keep him entertained as well. You have to bear with. But yeah, today's double play is kicking off with Rose Ette and Never Gonna Get It, and then it's followed by Sharon Van Etten and Your Shadow. Right, we're kicking off. It's the Ritchie J double play. You're listening to Smile Radio. Don't forget, if you miss a show, catch us on demand. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, and even on our website, www.smileradio.co/on-demand.
But I know my head is spinning. gentle and kind. Open your mind and it's easy to find where I am. You ain't nothing you never won. You ain't nothing you never done. Nothing wrong. You don't do nothing I don't do. You shadow. You ain't nothing you never won. You ain't nothing you never done. Nothing wrong. You don't do nothing I don't do. You shadow. You say you change your mind. Yeah, I let you. You you ain't nothing you never won. You ain't nothing you never done. Nothing wrong. You don't do nothing I don't do. You shadow. You ain't nothing you never won. You ain't nothing you never done. Nothing wrong. You don't do nothing I don't do. You shadow. You don't do nothing I don't do. You shadow. You don't do nothing I don't do. You shadow. You don't do nothing I don't do. You shadow.
Your Shadow by Sharon Van Etten from it's the single Your Shadow. Before that was Rosette and Ignore the Feeling. Welcome back. It is the Ritchie J Show here on Smile Radio, home of the best independent, unsigned, undiscovered new music alerts each and every day. Over the weekend, of course, we had our featured artist of the day because, you know, we have featured artists. We try to do it every day apart from Saturdays at the moment because, you know, I get one day off in the week at least. That's how I try to sort of do it. But yeah, we had a featured artist yesterday, 10-year programme. So, new in the mix at Smile Radio, we have a two-piece musical partners and long-time friends in Richards and Jack McCracken, who together make up the 10-year programme. Released this month, their song Ambient Wet Dreams is the fresh new track from themselves, which they actually submitted here to Smile Radio. Now, who are the 10-year programme? Well, their influence comes from the likes of the Glassjaw, Deftones and Far, laying the foundations, while other influences such as Sunny Day, Real Estate, Mineral and early Jimmy Eat World add the melodic filling to give their music a solid, unique sound whilst paying homage to the original influences that inspired them. The band got in touch with us at Smile Radio through Radio Ready PR. I've got a chap there I speak to, Nicholas, quite often. He's a really nice guy as well, you know. He's always dropping me all these emails with featured artists and stuff. So, you know, every Monday we try to sort of work out how we're going to do the featured artist thing this year because we want to, you know, give everybody a fair chance. So, one day in the week, because we get a submission from Radio Ready PR, we're going to feature one of their artists. We get one from Plug-in Baby, so one day in the week we're going to feature one of their artists. And then in between that, we're going to feature stuff from EM Music Matters. We're going to have personal submissions as well because we accept all submissions here at Smile Radio, but unfortunately we can't always answer all of them because we're getting so many submissions through at the moment now. We're taking off like in a big way. So here's the advance warning. If I don't get back to you, I do apologise. I will endeavour to get back to you. I'll always try and add the best music. I'm not biased, so I always just try and pick the best music. Now, one thing that did come up over the weekend as well, and it kind of, you know, it shocked me a little bit, was that somebody asked me if we actually did pay to play. Now, Smile Radio, we do not do pay to play. There's a good reason behind this as well, because we're all about the unsigned musicians and that. We're all about new talent, and you shouldn't have to pay to be able to showcase yourself. You know, we work on other things like that. That's where our merchandise line comes in. You know, get yourself a nice bit of Smile Radio swag, because that's what supports the station. Otherwise, we wouldn't ask you to pay to submit your music to us, because what's the point in that? We're all about showcasing the new music talent, and that is what we're all about. So yeah, we're not a pay to play station, so don't be scared. Send us a submission, and if I do get back to you, and if I don't get back to you, sorry, don't take it personally. I will try and get back to you as soon as I can. It does take me a little while. If just ask somebody else, in some cases it's taken me a month of going back through backlogs of emails, and I'm listening to stuff and I'm like, right, I really like that, and then I find like 6 songs and that's filled up the week already and stuff, you know. So it's kind of like that a little bit, but I will always endeavour to get your music here on Smile Radio. Fresh new music, because that's what it's all about. Anyway, this is Ambient Wet Dreams by 10 Year Program from the single Ambient Wet Dreams. And yeah, it's a bit of inside indie. And these guys were our featured artists from Sunday. So yeah, enjoy this one. It's Ritchie J. You're live on Smile Radio with me right now till 3 o'clock.
Make way. The new music food truck is backing in. Powered by Ion Indie Magazine.
Welcome to the big new beat and popular music.
It's the new music food truck.
Hey, it's Stace Edwards. My brother Jim and I are cooking up a tasty batch of music for you every week on the new music food truck. Join us as we serve up hot, fresh, new alternative and indie music from around the world. Every Saturday at noon right here on Smile Radio. Smile Radio, the home of undiscovered indie, rock, alternative, good times, and now the new music food truck.
Calling in your ears, Fridays, 1 to 3 p.m. The Godfather and his alternative jukebox. A jukebox you cannot refuse. So tune in with your stiff little fingers and listen to The Godfather live on air 1 to 3 on a Friday. With an offer you can't refuse. www.smileradio.co. Download the app on iTunes and on Google Play. So come on, what are you waiting for, man?
And yeah, that's the Godfather. You can catch him Fridays. Before that was the New Music Food Truck. Great show this weekend, 12 till 1 p.m. Of course, it's Monday. And you know what Mondays means? Tune in at 9 o'clock because...
Tune in to the Nathan Down Show on Monday nights, 9 p.m. while 11 p.m. UK time. You can download our app on iTunes and Android, or you can visit www.smileradio.co. Wheel me out of here.
Nathan down, 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 down. Nathan down, 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 down. Nathan down, 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 down.
It's a conspiracy, man!
Yes, that's right. Nathan Downs is back tonight from 9 p.m. So don't forget to check him out tonight with his unscripted banter. You know, it's Nathan Downs. He has the motto, what could possibly go wrong? Normanton's premier #1 DJ. So yeah, check him out tonight, 9 p.m. In the meantime, we're going to have some more new music now because I've got a great list of music for you. This one is Deerhunter, and this is a song called Futurism.
What you make it, if you decorate it, it goes by faster, goes quick, laughter permeates the carnage, laying out in sunlight at daybreak, oh, daybreak. I don't feel it anymore. Somehow I see clearer than before. I hold on to the best reflection of life. I turned my back to the meaning of life. And the scene isn't my scene anymore. I dug too deep and was crawling on the floor. It's what you made and the people you love. The more I burn, the less I've got to show. What's calling them now? Jumping in line at the store. Keep racing ahead, there's no value in the score. Grind your teeth and cut off all your sleep. A few good riffs and a sticky bag of green. You said before, it's not as bad as it seems. A grown-up kid gets to live out all his dreams. No self-control. You keep singing through the street. When you wake up, it's closer than you think.
Weird Ways by Strands of Oaks from the single Weird Ways. Welcome back, it's the Ritchie J Show here on Smile Radio for the next hour and 15 minutes. So, as we're coming up to the hour, it's only time and only right that we go to a word from one of our sponsors.
College Grove Nursery in Wakefield has been providing the highest standard of childcare for over 22 years. Situated on Eastmoor Road, we are close to the M1 and M62 motorway network and also convenient for Wakefield City Centre, schools and major places of employment. For more details, check out our website at www.collegegrovenursery.co.uk or give us a call on 01924 200 120 to arrange a visit. College Grove, a special nursery which takes a hand, opens a mind and touches a heart.
The Curtain Shop Ossett. For all your curtains, blinds and upholstery needs, visit our showroom at 9 Kingsway Ossett, WF5 8DA, or give us a call on 01924 283 284. Visit our website www.yorkshirecurtainshop.co.uk or look for The Curtain Shop on Facebook. The Curtain Shop Ossett.
We'll be back with the Ritchie J Show right after some more of
the music you love right here, right now.
And this is Keep the Blues Away, Business of Dreams. Business of Dreams there with that one. Keep the blues away. Welcome back. It's the Ritchie J Show. We're heading into 2 o'clock, so I think it's time for us to start up today's alternative Crackoid fun factoids, courtesy of America's funny site, cracked.com. Now, these are American statistics, I'd say, you know, or they're kind of global. Sometimes they're more American. I love you too, buddy. Sometimes they're American, but sometimes they are global. So you got to take these with a pinch of salt, because sometimes they're based in America. If you listen in the UK, you're like, that doesn't make no sense. It's because it's an American article, but yeah. Number 28, the average CEO has made more money by lunchtime on January 2nd than the average worker will make all year. That is ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. What do you do when you get to that point of having that much money? You don't actually know what to do with it, because, you know, it's just possessionism at that point, isn't it? It's just like, well, I've got it, you know, I just build a house with it, you know, just build a house made out of cash or something, you know. What do you actually do when you have that much cash that you don't know what to do with it, you know, because there's a lot of things you could do with it, but there's a lot of things that people aren't doing with it, and that, you know, it's just one of those things. And number 27, 70% of all lottery winners lose everything in the following 7 years. They figure out that logically, if you make bad economic decisions like playing the lottery, you will keep making bad economic decisions if you win the jackpot. This is called a self-selected group. That's like a bit of a tinfoil hat one. That one really, wasn't it? You know. Number 26, if you're planning to invest in multi-level marketing schemes, don't bother. More than 99% of those who participate lose money, and only a few actually gain profit. These are kind of the pyramid type scheme things. You see them all over the place, and they keep evolving every year into this and that. It's like the best one I saw was on Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and it was about a fitness juice or something that they get, and yeah, they just basically label out, look, this is a pyramid scheme. The only person that's making the money is the person at the top of the scheme, you know. And number 25, in 2014, the average US worker generated value in the amount of $106 per hour. For their labour, they were paid an average wage of $24.57 per hour. And number 24, a recent study by Italian economists, show that the wealthiest Florence families from 1427 remain the wealthiest even today, 6 centuries later. This trend is not exclusive to Italy. Similar data was gathered in England and China. There you go. We've got 23 more days popping up this afternoon. We've got more new musical ads here with the Ritchie J Show, because we're all about the new and exciting undiscovered independent artists out there in the world that just want to get a little bit of like airtime, and that's fair enough, because, you know, they deserve it. And the next one on the list is Methods. This is a song called Sanctuary.
It's part of my makeup.
twice. I settle on the glass. That's okay now, moments past. You were a saint, a sinner too sick to eat your dinner, don't faint. Got thinner, too sick to eat your dinner, a saint. A sinner too sick to eat your dinner, don't faint. Got thinner, too sick to eat your dinner now.
Welcome back to the Ritchie J Show here at Smile Radio. We had a bit of methods, and then we had a bit of procrastinated by the Indoor Pets, and then after that was Saint or Sinner by the Cheap Thrills. It was a bit of a Ritchie J triple play, and there's a good reason behind that. Today is a bit of a catastrophe. It's Catastrophe Monday in the House of Johnston. I've got a poor little boy fever this morning, but he's all good now, but he's got cold. And yeah, he came over to give me a cuddle midway through the first song, and I got slimed because he sneezed all over me. And yeah, we had to clean up a snot-tastrophe, which reminded me of exciting news. Ghostbusters! Yes! A official sequel to the original Ghostbusters movies is on its way for 2020. I am proper excited as a Ghostbusters fan. Jason Reitman, son of Ivan Reitman, the director of the original Ghostbusters, or writer and director with Dan Aykroyd and everybody else, is making this new one for 2020, and they released a little teaser trailer for it as well online, which, you know, exciting as anything, you know. And anyway, along that lines, there was a reboot of Ghostbusters not too long ago, an all-female led cast with Chris Hemsworth in it, and it wasn't received very well. One of the castmates of that has actually been on Twitter and sort of spoken out against this new official sequel to the original by saying it was a bit of a D-bag move, you know. But at the same time, it's like, I went in and I watched Ghostbusters. I didn't have a lot of expectation for it. I mean, you know, there was bits I did chuckle with it. This is the reboot from a couple of years ago. Bits I did chuckle at it, but what killed it for me, it wasn't like a Ghostbusters movie to me. It sort of seemed more in line with what The Mask was back in the day, especially when they had that little dance number with Chris Hemsworth in the end. That wasn't Ghostbusters to me, and it kind of really killed that moment for me, because, you know, I grew up massively invested in Ghostbusters. Well, my parents were massively invested in Ghostbusters because I had most of the toys, the bedspreads, and the uniforms and proton packs and everything like that, and I was a big fan of the real Ghostbusters. I even went back after I found out there was also another version of Ghostbusters. So yeah, not only was there the real Ghostbusters, there was Filmation's Ghostbusters as well, and it was a little bit different to you know, the real Ghostbusters. They had a talking gorilla in it, and yeah, there was a live action version of the series as well. And yeah, it was a bit different to what the real Ghostbusters was. And then there was Extreme Ghostbusters, of course, which was sort of like a follow-on cartoon series in the mid-90s with an all-new Ghostbusters. They had a female Ghostbuster in that. They had a disabled Ghostbuster member as well. They sort of catered to all communities with this one because there was one from every community. You could tell it was the 90s and they're trying to sort of integrate all communities, but in a forceful way. But it went on to actually, you know, there's comic franchises with this, with IDW, with the Ghostbusters incorporating all elements of Ghostbusters history, not so much the Filmation Ghostbusters. That kind of just gets forgotten about a little bit, I think. But yeah, with there being a new official sequel to the original, it's carrying on that lore. Now, to me, if the one a couple of years ago had sort of incorporated the original Ghostbusters into it a little bit, you know, it would probably been a lot more well received. But it came out at a time, you have to excuse my little man there. He's not, are you alright, bud? You okay? Yeah, you just burped as well, didn't you? But yeah, it's one of these that if it had come out and it had incorporated elements of the original, instead of just being a reboot at a time when reboots were just being chugged out by the dozen that year, you know, it wouldn't have probably killed it as much, but it did, because they wanted to scrap all the old history and bring in this new history. And yeah, that's why the fans really didn't like it. But hey ho, let's go, new Ghostbusters 2020. I'm on board, I'm excited. Who you gonna call? 2020, there we go. Right, up on the next is Wild Nothing by Blue Wings. After that, I'm going to come back to the Crackdoid Factoids, because we've just gone past 2 o'clock. It is the Ritchie J Show. I am live on Smile Radio. Get in contact with me on Facebook, at Smile Radio Yorkshire, on Twitter and Instagram, at Smile Radio 3. Rocking out now with Ritchie J. It's Monday.
To
Blue Wings by Wild Nothing. Welcome back, it's the Ritchie J Show. It's Monday here on Smile Radio. We're talking about the 28 facts about money from America's funny site, cracked.com. At number 23, the smartphone industry spends about $10 billion a year on suing over and buying patents. That money could launch 4 Mars rover missions a year. $10 billion on suing like app developers or patents and stuff. That's ridiculous. Alright, well you can put that in the bin for me then, yeah? Yeah. Kids, eh? At number 22, getting an album on Spotify costs artists $50 through music distributors like CD Baby. At Spotify's current rate of $0.0038 per stream, it takes 13,158 streams just for artists to recoup the costs. For small touring bands, you'd have to stream songs 1,843 times for them to get the $7 or so from direct album sales at concerts. So there you go. That one kind of ties in a little bit to what we do here at Smile Radio with the Undiscovered playlist and the Unsigned playlist, because you can check all these great artists out on Spotify, and we always sort of share the links to where you can find these artists on. I'm going to start sharing my playlist a little bit more on the Smile Radio website, so you can get on Spotify and check these artists out directly and that, because, you know, it is important that these artists, you know, this is what they choose to do and they want to make money this way, and you can support it, and it doesn't really cost you anything because, you know, you've got your membership to Spotify already. So, you know, what's 5 minutes of your time, if that, with some of these songs, because they're absolutely fantastic. And again, all of the Ritchie J playlists are available on Spotify. At number 21, if a family of 3 living in San Francisco makes less than $105,000 per year, they qualify for public housing assistance. Wow, that's crazy. In one of the US poorest areas, the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation people make on average less than $8,000 a year. About 60% of them can't afford to plug in to the power grid. So, you know, that's really bad. I mean, even in this day and age, like, you know, they're in America, which is Native American territory. Let's not cut the lines there. It was Native American territory long before it was America. And they're not even able to plug into the electric because they can't afford to do that. That's the world that we live in, and yet we're talking about CEOs making enough money by lunchtime on the 2nd of January for the employees for the rest of the year. You know, it's crazy stuff like that, you know, and then you read about people not being able to put on electricity, people across the world not being able to feed themselves or having to walk miles to feed themselves. And money is the root of all evil. It's one of those things, isn't it, you know? Anyway, up next on the list, we've got some Aboriginals from the EP Infinite Cinema. This is Won't You Be Mine?
Until the hour hand has
Aboriginals, won't you be mine? Welcome back, it's the Ritchie J Show here on Smile Radio, reading now about the crazy facts about money. At number 19, in 43 states in America, jails and prisons, I've got to reiterate it's in America, jails and prisons can bill inmates for their stay. The fees can be tens of thousands of dollars, are imposed at the sole discretion of a judge and are often aggressively collected regardless of ability to pay. Now again, it kind of ties into what we was talking about on Friday with the 60 days in challenge, which didn't go very well with the guys. I think we had one survivor out of 3. You should check that out. It's on Podbean, it's on demand, it's on our website www.smileradio.co. Also on demand that you should check out is the Codfather. He was here on Friday. Also Rich and Chris, they were there on Friday with the drive time. And also the new music food truck popped in on Saturday for a whole new show. Now Connor and Zoe with the Friday Kickabout is now Connor and Zoe with the Wednesday Kickabout. So if you need a sport fix here at Smile Radio, get in the mix. It's the sports talk show that matters on a Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Connor and Zoe's Wednesday Kickabout here on Smile Radio. At number 18, in 2017, TSA collected $869,839.56 in loose change. The change was left at airports, and they have been collecting for about $500,000 per year for several years. Man, I need to start hanging around airports and just picking up pennies, because, like, you know, $500,000 a year. God, you live on that. Number 17, according to the US Air Force, 94% of the dollar bills they tested harbored bacteria. The bacteria could cause pneumonia and plenty of other serious infections. I mean, that's the crazy thing, though, because, like, it's over here. I mean, it happens all over, I guess, because, you know, drugs bad. But there's been times I've been getting notes out of the bank machine, and you can see, like, blood stains on the notes and stuff. So there's a lot of horrible stuff on money. You know, really, it's not great. At number 16, as of 2017, about 192 million people were unemployed worldwide. A country that size would be the world's 7th biggest country. So we've got 15 more of those to go. Some hard-hitting facts there, really, because if you think about it a little bit more in depth, it just shows the state of the world that we live in at the moment. Next up is Scrubs from the EP Circus of Horrors. This track is Burial Ground. Burial Ground by Scrubs and the EP Circus of Horrors. Welcome back, it's the Ritchie J Show here on Smile Radio, bringing you, some random facts. It's that time of the day. We're talking about 28 crazy facts about money, courtesy of America's funnysite crack.com. Now, don't forget, if you want to get in contact with me here at Smile Radio, it's really easy to do. Hit me up on Facebook at Smile Radio Yorkshire. On Twitter and Instagram, it's at Smile Radio, then number 3, all one word. You can drop us a follow, hit us up on there. If you missed the show, www.smileradio.co/on-demand, and you'll be able to catch up with the weeks or all of the great shows that we've had here on Smile Radio since we've been podcasted over the last few months. Right, so yeah, these crazy facts. In the US, kids earn on average $4.13 per lost tooth in the US. That's 4 times the minimum wage per hour in Mexico. $4.13 per tooth. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I remember it used to be like a quid a tooth. That's like nearly like 3-4 quid a tooth over here. Damn. At number 14, 2/3 of Americans will struggle to come up with $1,000 for an emergency. For those who make less than around $50,000 a year, have it worse, with around 3/4 finding it difficult. Among those who earn more than $100,000 per year, approximately 38% stated that it would be difficult even for them to scrounge up that amount. Again, that's a crazy statistic. And number 13, the number of old student loan owners is greater than ever before. The number of people with student loans who are 60 years old or more went from 700,000 to 2.8 million in just a decade, from 2005 to 2015. And at number 12, according to surveys, 78% of full-time workers in the US live paycheck to paycheck. In fact, 25% of those workers can't even make ends meet with their paycheck. And it's an increasing problem. That's an increasing problem that is actually happening over here as well, because people are now becoming more and more reliant on food banks. And the question being is it a case that people can't make ends meet because they're not managing the money correctly? Oh no, that's not the question. It's, are people actually earning enough money to make ends meet? Because, you look at the cost of inflation compared to and the cost of living compared to what we're actually earning. Like, I mean, my house, we're a family of 3. And on a weekly basis, our shopping, it varies. It can be anything from about £100 to £150 per week, because, it's all the little things that you don't think about, like coffee, like toiletries, bits for this, like cleaning, eating obviously being the priority. And then from time to time, obviously we've got a growing lad, so he requires clothes and that. And yeah, the cost of living is significantly higher than what people are actually earning. So, maybe that's what we should be looking at a little bit more than saying, perhaps they can't manage their money properly, because it's a horrible thing to say about somebody, really, if you think about it, isn't it? At number 11, you are wealthier than 15% of American households if you have at least $1 in your pocket and no debt. That is, again, it's pretty crazy. And number 10, no state's minimum wage is high enough to live alone. The National Low Income Housing Coalition found that in order to make an average rent for a 1-bedroom apartment in the US, you need to make $17.90 an hour at a full-time job, 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year. That's $6.40 more than the highest state minimum wage, and 2.5 times federal minimum wage. There you go. That's, again, kind of relates to what I was just sort of saying a little while ago about the fact that the cost of living is more than what we're actually earning. It is ridiculous. How is this the case that, we can increase the price on all the stuff that we need to rely on to live, but yet we can't have that money to live on? But a CEO can make a year's salary by lunch on January 2nd. It's a really weird and horrible world that we live in when this is the case, and this is how we kind of have to highlight the situation that we're in. Anyway, with some more music now. This is Late Night Thoughts, because we're having some deeper, meaningful Monday thoughts here, and this is by Dust. The band is Late Night Thoughts, and the track is called Dust from the single Dust. Check this one out.
Stopped to smell the roses, but the roses ran away from me. It's funny how a moment can change your whole reality. Gone so fast, I'm only seeing dust in the rearview now. You're still moving along. I cannot safely land, so I've been hanging on and running, you will be forgotten. like I'm getting somewhere, 'cause deep down I know you're just a crutch. Never gave us the chance we deserved. You wouldn't think that it didn't mean this much. Gone so fast, I'm only seeing dust. I cannot safely land, so I've been hanging on and running and running. You will be forgotten. Trust again. How can I learn how to trust? How can I learn how to love again when everything turns to dust? I cannot safely land, so I've been hanging on and running and running. You will be forgotten. You will be forgotten and gone. I cannot safely land, so I've been hanging on and running and running. You will be forgotten and gone. You will be forgotten and gone. Gone so fast, I'm only seeing dust in the rearview now.
Welcome back to the Ritchie J show. It's now live on air.
Yeah, that's right. We're live on Smile Radio now for the next 25 minutes. That's my little man Jake. Wanting to say hello, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Not feeling too great today, though, are you?
No.
No, you just wanted to bug me to come on air, didn't you?
Yeah.
Do you like being on air?
Yeah, I do like that stormtrooper and nerd guard.
Hey, mate, they can't see them stormtroopers or them guards, but you ain't having them because they're daddies at the moment.
No,
One day.
I'm having a look at them.
Oh, you're having a look at them? All right.
Like the stormtrooper and the guard.
Do you like Star Wars?
Yeah.
He does like Star Wars. All right, we're going to come back with some the final bits of the facts because I've got a few more songs to get through this afternoon here on the show before we call it a close. Next up on the list, this is Don Brownrigg and Bad Timing.
I guess bad timing's I got. You're in love and I am not. Trust me when I say that I have been there too, but not here with you. I could stay, but why would I could die and wasting time. I am just a brick that's building up this wall. You're the wind and I won't fall. I know you want me to do all the things for you, do all the things for you. I know you want me to do all the things that I can't do. And if you wonder where I'll go, that's the path I've tried to know. I am water that's rushing askew. Carve a path and forge right through. I know you want me to do all the things for you, do all the things for you. I know you want me to do all the things that I can't do. The things that I can do, they're not for you. The things that I can do, they're not for you. I know you want me to do all the things for you, do all the things for you. I know you want me to do all the things that I can't do.
Bad Timing, that one. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Bad Timing. That one by Dan Brownrigg. Welcome back, it's the Ritchie J show here for the final 20 minutes of the show here on Smile Radio. Little guest star there with my main man Jake dropping in and out occasionally to say hello and to bug me throughout the day because, you know, that's what kids are all about, isn't it? You know. Number 9 of the crazy things, crazy money statistics, Pokemon Go. Players spent about $2.2 million a day on in-app purchases in 2018. A game that's supposed to help you get out, walk about, and find Pokemon, and you're still having to buy stuff. It kind of, you know, it kind of takes the fun out of it. It's the whole pay to win sort of scenario. It's a big topic in gaming. You know, if you check out our podcast, you'll see on the Game Boys, it's something we've talked about in the past. We're not big fans of pay-to-win gaming because it just takes the fairness out of the game, really, doesn't it? It's like, why should you pay to be better than the other players? It should be an even playing field throughout. And number 8, I'm still hiding money under my mattress is still very real. In 2017, a study found around 8.4 million US households did not have a bank account. Are you hiding money under your mattress? Let me know. I can hide it under mine too. At number 7, Jeff Bezos has enough money to buy everybody in the world a Big Mac. That's ridiculous. At number 6, around 2/3 of American adults cannot pass a basic financial literacy test. This shouldn't be shocking. This should be shocking to... get my words together. This shouldn't be shocking when you learn that only 17 states require a personal finance class to graduate high school. Again, it's just not enough opportunity to learn about it. It's that level of control, man. At number 5, the cost to end world hunger is $30 billion per year. The same amount as a drunk American spend online annually. So, you know, when you make them crazy drunk purchases in the middle of the night, oh, I need to buy myself a new jacuzzi. All mounts up. And number 4, you only need to make $33,000 US per year to cut for the richest global 1%. That's pretty crazy. I didn't really realise. I mean, that seems quite low in comparison. You know, $33,000 a year. It's not bad. You know, there we go. And we've got the last 3 of these to go, but we've got 18 minutes of the show. So we've got some more music now. This one is One of a Kind by Luke Elder.
When I saw you cry, well, I couldn't help myself, I had to ask you why. And you said, it's all because of some guy. Well, he don't deserve you, so come with me instead. A month's down the line, and I never thought I'd feel this way, the way you make me feel. You're one of a kind, and if I ever lost you, I wouldn't know what to do without you. I'm telling you that this is real, the way I think, the way I feel, whoa. And I don't know why, but the first time I saw you, I fell for those eyes, and you know I cannot lie. When I first looked into them, didn't have to think twice. And you know, deep in your mind, that you and I together only ever feels right. Because you're one of a kind, and if I ever lost you, I wouldn't know what to do without you. I'm telling you that this is real, the way I feel, the way I feel the world. When you're at home and I'm alone, I don't know what to say, cause no one else ever comes close to making me feel this way. And there is something about you that sets you apart. I've been looking for the one, and now I found you at last. Cause I know you amid beautiful rays of light, and you move in mysterious ways. And I can't lose you, I get you out of my mind. There's only one thing you find, and that's you're one of a kind. So glad you're mine. You're one of a kind. So glad you're mine. You're one of a kind, yeah. So glad you're mine. You're one of a kind. You're one of a kind.
One of a Kind by Luke Elder. I really like that. It was a nice little acoustic-y, just sort of like easy listening track. It's kind of how I've kind of tried to go with today, Easy Listening Monday. And we've had a bit of rock in there, you know, because, you know, there's nothing wrong with a bit of rock at any time of the day. But, you know, I'm just trying to make it a nice chill Monday for you. Don't forget, coming up at 9 p.m. tonight on Smile Radio is the Nathan Downs Show. Nathan Downs, the Downs is live from 9 p.m. here at Smile Radio, bringing the best music, a little bit of banter, a little bit of topical chat. You know, check him out on Facebook, The Nathan Downs Show. Don't forget to check out our other shows this week coming up as well. We've got Connor and Zoe, the Midweek Mashup, TC Talks, The Codfather, Rich and a little bit of Chris, and of course, don't forget the new music food truck. And then coming back in a couple of weeks, we've got Get Inspired with Adele Clough. You know, a life coach Adele Clough is back on air, Smile Radio, Saturday mornings to give you some positivity and enlightenment to brighten up your Saturdays. So yeah, great lineups coming back to Smile Radio. We're talking about the final 3 of these crazy 28 money statistics. At number 3, the value of all the world's banknotes and coins is about $7.6 trillion. However, that is only 8% of the available accessible money. The other 92% exists only digitally, and it is in various bank account balances that can be moved and spent without ever becoming physical. So, you know, there's like another 92% cash that's just digital money. And they say that, you know, Bitcoin isn't the future, you know what I mean? And number 2, the richest 1% of the world earned 82% of all the money generated in 2017. And again, it's another shocking statistic, is that, because, you know, 82% of all the money generated in 2017 goes into the pockets of the 1%, while, you know, the other 99% are earning basically a 17% equivalent of the world's, you know, money. It's ridiculous, isn't it? All right, and number 1. And the winner! More monopoly money is printed annually than $1 bills have been in a decade. Since 2008, the US Treasury has printed around $25 billion bills, whereas Hasbro prints $30 billion bills to their Monopoly games every year. To be fair, only 43 million of those are ones. So there you go. There's your facts for today. That's your Crackdoid Factoids. Don't forget though, coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon, we've got some more unsigned selection. So tune in and hear some of the great new music across the world. Also coming up today, keep an eye on our website for our featured artist of today. I will be playing them tomorrow with tomorrow's featured artist. Again, I apologise that it's not up there earlier. I kind of slept in this morning, but it's Monday. I'm allowed to once in a while. Everybody has a bad Monday, right? Anyway, we've got some more new music before I call it a day here on the Ritchie J Show. We've got Heather Gruber now, and this is Ready or Not.
I think I felt my heart skip a beat or two. The moment I first really saw you, it wasn't intentional to give my heart away. But what can I say? I didn't have a choice. It just ran into your arms, and it dove off into the great unknown. So my heart is yours, whether I gave it away or not. My heart is yours, and I can't make it stop. My heart had one direction, it lost all perception, and it jumped into your arms. I closed my eyes and it jumped, ready or not. I think that I might be in love with you. I didn't mean to. I had my heart under lock and key, tied away, and suddenly it ran away. It ran away. here in love with you. I really, really, really didn't mean to. I covered my eyes, it took me by surprise. While I wasn't looking, I ran into your arms. My heart jumped off a ledge into your arms, and you weren't ready.
That one there was Ready or Not by Heather Gruber. Welcome back, it's the Ritchie J Show here for the last bit of the day now. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves this afternoon. Don't forget, coming up at 3 o'clock is the unsigned playlist. I've got my little man here, he's itching to say his farewell to you. You going to say it now?
Goodbye.
And?
Have a good day.
Yeah, he's been itching to say that since the start of the show, mainly because he wants me to get on the Xbox with him, but he's going to have a bar first anyway, so yeah. Thank you very much for listening to the Ritchie J Show this afternoon here on Smile Radio. Yeah, coming up at 3 o'clock is the Undiscovered playlist. At 4 p.m, Rich Harrison is here to drive you home with the drive time. 6 p.m. is the Unsigned playlist, and at 9 p.m. tonight, you can catch the Nathan Down Show live on Smile Radio. If you miss any of the live shows, catch them again on demand via Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and all great podcasting sites. If you're a musician and you're interested in submitting music over to us here at Smile Radio, get in contact with me. It's Ritchie, RITCHIE .Johnston, JOHNSTON at smileradio.co. You could be one of 2019's featured artists with a nice little part on our website. Doesn't cost you a penny. Just send us your music. Let us know all about you, and we want to spread the word about you this 2019. So, without further ado, we've got to call it a day now, so I'd like to say goodbye and farewell. Thank you very much for listening this afternoon. You have yourself a great Monday afternoon. Don't forget, get in contact with Smile Radio. Let us know what you think of the great new music you hear here at Smile Radio Yorkshire on Facebook, at Smile Radio 3 on Twitter. Calling it a day now with Crooked Flower from the EP Into the Light. This song is called Let You Go. Have a great Monday.